First of all, I would ask you briefly introduce yourself and the organization.
My name is Clayton Shaw and I work for an organisation called Sampad.
Maybe you could talk a little bit more about your work impact on the cultural sector and what kind of impact does it make to the community, because you were talking about it.
Sampad's been running for about since 1990, so over 20 years. And it started off as an organisation that looked at particularly dance, but it's moved on to different art forms. South Asian arts is the main emphasis of the work we do. And we work very much within communities in Birmingham and also the West Midlands, but also in other parts of the country, like in London, but also other parts of the country. And we have an artistic programme which brings together communities within the city. But we also have an education and an outreach programme which really gets to the heart of particularly learning experiences around South Asian arts to bring a kind of sense of knowledge and understanding around different artistic voices, I suppose.
What is the most difficulties you are facing in this work? Is it difficult to bring the community together in one place, or is it difficult to get funding, or maybe difficulties with the marketing or PR?
I'd say the main difficulties are around the financial investments into supporting organisations like this. Because Sampad, like a lot of other social-led organisations, really focus on the kind of community development and the social impact that we want to kind of intervene with some of those local communities. There's the funding for those types of works can be quite challenging to try and attract. So it's, I'd say that the kind of financial investment in doing that is the harder part, because of course we have to pay artists. There's obviously the kind of management staffing of some of this work. But that's not the exclusivity of the fact that we work with a lot of volunteers on the ground as well, and community volunteers to help bring a sense of pride to particular aspects of the community.
You were talking about Creative Bridge project. Could you expand a little bit about the mentoring part?
Yeah, we were mentored initially by Laura Naraja, or she kind of mentored throughout the programme, and we had some very small mentoring, very small but very neat mentoring from Angela Maxwell, who's a business mentor, and Sarah G, who's great on the fundraising side. So each of them enabled us to look at what we were focusing on and what we should do less of, what we should do more of, looking at what our fundraising strategy should be, what we should focus less on with our fundraising and what we should focus more on with that as well, so that we could really make best use of the small staffing team that we have in place and kind of really maximise on the resources that we have as an organisation.
And what was the outcomes of all this process?
It's just given us a much better understanding of where we need to focus our efforts. So we kind of set up we purchased a trust funding website, and we've done a lot of research on trust funding. We're kind of trying to build bit by bit relationship with some of these trust organisations. To a much smaller extent, we're working with some corporate organisations, but they're the only ones that we work with on that are those that we feel that we have the ability to develop a relationship, because we don't want to try and force something that might not happen. And with the programme itself, I'd say we're doing less of the things that were costing the organisation more money, and really bringing what the organisation does, its core activity, to work more efficiently.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, you're welcome.